So, what do you get when you take one of Beethoven's most powerful stories and bring it to one of Buffalo's most iconic music venues? This weekend, Asbury Hall will host its first opera in more than 20 years with a very Buffalo take on Beethoven's only opera, Fidelio. It's a story of love, courage, and the fight for freedom. So joining us now in studio is Alex Huddleston, film and stage director of Sotto, Voce, and Mason Cancilia, founder and music director of Avanti. Thank you for being here on Most Buffalo. For a lot of people, this might be their first experience with opera. So what can they expect? Because it can be intimidating for some people if they haven't seen one before.
Sure. Well, this is a Beethoven opera. It's sung in German with a very, very gorgeous musical score that Mason will tell you about. But it alternates musical numbers with spoken dialogue. And those spoken dialogues are in English. So
okay, that's
if you
good
can't
to
follow
know.
the singing, then you can at least pay attention to that. The singing will have super titles in English, so you'll have a live translation of what they're saying as they're saying it. And then there are also these films that tell the story in a purely cinematic language, which you don't have to speak English or German to understand.
You'll get it.
Yeah.
Yeah. What makes this work so special, and what's it like for you guys to bring something with such history and a rich history to life in 2026 in these times? What kind of meaning does that have for you?
Yeah, well, if I can jump again.
Yeah, go ahead.
Sorry. Yeah, I mean, this is a story that centers on a woman who is freeing her husband who's been wrongfully imprisoned for speaking truth to power. And there's this absolutely gorgeous musical number where the prisoners who have been locked away in dungeons, cells, wherever, are let out into the fresh air and the open sunlight for the first time in God knows how long. And it's just some of the most moving music that has ever been written, as far as I know.
How about for you?
Yeah, it's an important work. It's Beethoven's only opera. People tend to like Beethoven, even if they don't know anything about classical music. There's just something really exciting about it. So I think there's something in it that everybody can find, you know. So I think people will really, really enjoy it, even if it's their first opera experience.
What do you think it'll be like to perform in that space, especially since there's been, one opera performed there before in 2006, like before it was actually Asbury Hall. So what will that be like?
Well, I can say that I think we're excited to be able to spread out a little bit. Previously, you know, Avanti, the orchestra alone, performs in a lot of churches. We're happy to do it. You know, churches are happy to host us. Our past Sotto Voce productions have been in the UUCB church, so we haven't been able to do a full staging with a full orchestra. And now we have enough room for a whole orchestra, a whole cast, and a whole set. So we're just able to stretch our wings, and that's been really exciting.
Yeah, and the fact that Asbury Hall was constructed as a church, the acoustic is absolutely phenomenal for singing and orchestra. So it's really this amazing combination of two different worlds, and the fact that it is typically like a rock venue, like, makes me very happy, because I think that we sort of bring a rock and roll vibe to opera.
And you're mixing it up, and you're also, again, making it accessible. So if it's in German, you're still going to know what's going on because you have subtitles, and the film aspect too. If you're hauling someone along with you as your date or something, and they're not totally into opera, you can be like, well, they're movies that are part of this experience
Certainly.
too.
Exactly.
Yeah, and the singers are great actors too, so you know, you can read their emotions and you can see what they're doing. Even if you don't understand every word, the music speaks for itself. So.
And it's a love story, it's a fight for freedom. These are all things that are still relevant today as they were hundreds of years ago when Beethoven wrote this story.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
If people want to go, what do they need to know? Are tickets still available?
Absolutely. You should buy them. You can go to the Avanti website, to the Sotto Voce website, to Asbury Hall's website. There are tickets available there. And the show is going to be tomorrow, 7 p.m.
Wow.
And Sunday, August 16th, 7 p.m.
All right. Anything else coming up that you guys want to talk about?
Well, I actually just want to mention real
Sure.
quick about the films. The idea with those was to really bring this story that is so old and so distant to Buffalo. So we were able to get into the Frank Lloyd Wright Darwin Martin House for filming, and I think on the previews there you've been able to see some of that footage. So bringing some landmarks of Buffalo architecture to the films, I think, really brings that story here.
That'll make it special, and that might be like spaces of the Martin House that people haven't been able to see before, definitely in a way they haven't seen it before on film.
Exactly, yeah.
All right. Well, we've been talking with Alex Huddleston, from Sotto Voce and Mason Kinsella of Avanti. Thank you so much for being here on Most Buffalo this
Thanks for
afternoon.
having
We
us. Thank you.
appreciate it.
Thank you.